place where the sun shines every day. So come with me, I'll take you there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Spoiler Warning Podcast. This is review number 828 with a review of Hoppers. I'm Christopher Schnese.
And I'm Stephen Miller.
And if you're joining us for the first time, the Spoiler Warning Podcast is a weekly film review program. Each week in the show, we're going to dive in, debate, discuss, and argue over the latest films coming to a theater near you. This week, we already had a review of The Bride, and now we are talking about the latest film from Pixar, Hoppers. Stephen Miller, how you doing tonight? We survived our review of The Bride.
Doing good. We made it. Yeah. Your voice is hanging in there, too, to peel back the curtain. Your voice has been going a little bit, so we weren't sure if you were going to make two episodes work, but I think you're pulling through.
I think I'm doing all right. I think it'll be able to hold out. I think we'll make it all the way through Hoppers. Things will be good. I'm about to be. Otherwise,
this recording is going to be hawkers because you're going to be hawking loogies all the time.
That I will be. It'll be just like I'm in the bog down. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just realized I didn't think about anything to say before we started recording.
My question is, do you think there is any part of the title of this movie that is meant to be hopers, like hopeful people, or is that just something that I walked away with thinking? Because if it is like the biggest stretch Pixar has ever tried. I
don't think any of it was supposed to be hopers. Okay. It's also really weird given what we learned about I guess animal kingdoms in this world. Minor spoiler for the film, we learned there's different divisions of types of animals in the world, and I feel like the ones we are directly thrown into don't necessarily do a lot of hopping.
Yeah. It is very much just hoppers being the technology and not being behavior
that's right,
of the animal.
Because they hop into the animals.
But it is surprising that there's not a double meaning, you know?
Yeah. See, you zigged and you made me totally forget what this movie is about.
Yeah, the literal meaning.
The hopping is the literally hopping into the animal bodies. I was going to say, why isn't it called Chompers? See, Stephen, you totally just incepted me.
I'm sorry.
Yes, because they're hopping into things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Hoppers would have made sense either.
I'm just saying that the movie is also hopeful.
Yeah, they would have been.
It's an ode to the people who hope.
It would have been sued if they called it Wargers.
Yeah, that's true. But I do think the Wargers should seize the means of production.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Stephen, would you if you could borrow one of these little robot creatures and hop into one of them and run around, what type of animal would you hop into? There you go.
Ooh, that is a good question. Is it because I want to be the animal or because I want to understand them? Is that the only way I can speak with them?
You are just zigging and zagging all over the place, Stephen.
I'm just asking. There's two elements of this.
Answer both of them. You get to choose a different one for each. There you go.
Be an animal. I want to be a hawk. I want to be a hawker. Because flying is obviously amazing, you know, and that is a skill set that we just don't have. It'd be very powerful if you're like a big, strong bird, maybe a falcon or something like that. I feel like you could just go real fast. It would be very cool.
Yeah.
In terms of talking to animals, I know this is a cliche. This has been done even by other Pixar movies. I got to go dogs. I want to know what dogs are thinking, especially like if a dog is wagging its tail and seems to love me. Does it actually care about me? Does it even remember me? Or is it just like wagging because it can wag?
I'm gonna assume dogs are wagging because they can wag. I don't think dogs are that bright.
Okay.
I guess it depends on I guess if you're popping into a robot dog, you can walk around until you find like dogs that are. I guess, but that's the thing is, in this world, you hop into anything, you can understand all animals apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is very wild robot logic.
Yeah. They've pre-machine learned all animal speech patterns, which is. Yeah, I guess it is
funny that all animals but humans speak the same language.
Yeah, unless the device they're wearing is just translating individual animals.
No, but they can speak to each other and understand each other too.
That is true. Maybe they are all just multilingual in the animal kingdom.
Yeah, humans are the ones who have fallen from grace. We're the only ones who are outside the kingdom.
Or just maybe all the animal speech patterns are just much simpler. That like there's not.
I feel like you're vamping because you don't know for both things what animal you want to be.
Well, obviously, I can't think of a cooler bird. I'm going to be like a raven or something. I don't know. Is a raven cooler than a hawk? I don't know.
I guess so. I don't know. They can speak one word.
A bird is cool. Anything that can fly would be definitely cool to turn into. And let's see. Yeah, something that's on the ground. Actually, I'd do one flying creature and one aquatic animal.
Right. Which one do you want to talk to?
The talking to, well, I guess I already established that we can talk to all of them, so it doesn't really matter. But
yeah, I guess so. I'm just saying, like, if you're an aquatic animal, you're not getting a good diversity of things to talk to. You know, I don't know if I want to talk to fish. I don't want to know that they have internal thought lives, because fishing is like pretty brutal, and we have no problem killing a ton of them.
Stephen, I hate to break it to you. Humans have no problem killing a lot of animals.
I know. And neither this movie also has no problem killing creatures, which feels new for Pixar.
Yeah, that is true. But it's the rules of the pond.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Pond rules.
Pond rules. All right. Should we get into this episode, Stephen?
Let's do it.
All right. See, my voice is holding up. My brain is not holding up too much, Stephen. All right. We're going to take a listen to the trailer for Hoppers, which is definitely about hopping into robot animals. And then we're going to come back and give you all a review.
Doc! Oh, I need your help. Mabel, I'm in the middle of class. A class that you are enrolled in.
Sup, Mabel?
Come with me. The traditional methods to understand animals just weren't working. But we've done it, Mabel. We created a revolutionary technology that gives us unprecedented access to the animal world. We call it hoppers. Huh? We put this into this. Yes, this into this. Mabel, be careful!
Whoa. And they were in the same den.
No.
I understand you.
What you doing, lady?
This is incredible!
Hey, what's your name, Beaver?
Mabel?
You want to live here, you better learn pond rules.
What are pond rules?
Oh, I am clearing the rest of the day. Let's hear it for Mabel, everyone. Rule number 1, don't be a stranger. Looking good, Fran. Tom, Laquan, Tamara, Prudence, Pete, Peter, Petey.
Yeah, it's crowded, but we're still alive.
Rule number 2, when you gotta eat, eat.
How did he get a little crown?
That's your question?
Fellow animals! The humans have stolen their last inch of land from us.
There he is.
We gotta fight back!
She seems to have become a Joan of Arc type rebel leader.
Mabel, we do not use hopping technology to upset the animal world. She found the button.
The Animal Council has been summoned. The shrill beaver is right.
Yeah!
Their treachery ends here, now!
Yeah!
Let's squish the humans!
Yeah! Wait, squish?
They squish us. Why shouldn't we squish one of them?
I really don't think we need to go all the way to squish.
That was intense.
Everybody here getting out of control.
Over here!
Your life is in danger. You must do exactly as we say, Harry. LOL, I mean, Jerry. Drive now. Rocket ship.
All right, so that was the trailer for Hoppers. A 19-year-old animal lover uses technology that places her consciousness into a robot beaver to uncover mysteries within the animal world beyond her imagination. Stephen Miller, what did you think of Hoppers?
I thought this was pretty good, like solid middle tier Pixar. In my head, there are things that I really liked about this movie. Like when it opened, I was very pleasantly surprised. Like this is basically being established as like a mini one battle after another for kids. You know, it's like this is by far the most overtly political, meaning like about the act of politics, Pixar movie, like by a wide margin. You know. And of course, it's doing it in a very sanitized way. It's about protecting the environment. You know, it'd be very hard to be a person who's openly against it. But it really is about like the feeling of someone trying to do what's right and pushing up against a system that doesn't seem to care and feeling kind of hopeless in a way that I was just surprised by. I was not expecting that from the movie about my understanding of hoppers was talking animals. That's as far as I got in like knowing what this movie was going to be. And like, I think the premise of being able to hop, turning into an animal is fun. Now, did the idea of talking and dancing animals wear on me a little bit toward the middle? Like it kind of did for a little while. It was a fun idea. It's a fun idea I've seen in other ways. And in a certain sense, I think this movie continues Pixar's slow DreamWorksification, where it is aiming its movies more obviously at kids with like set pieces of things dancing and making noise and being fun and silly that are more like, okay, the kids are going to have fun with this. And then lobbing things at adults that kids will not get that are more like pop culture references, So this movie is doing that, but it does it well. It never got like boring to me. And then it really heats up in the second half, I think, where I like where all the zaniness went.
Quite literally heats up.
Yeah, it got more and more interesting. And then it did the thing that, damn it, Pixar movies always do to me, even when I think there's no way they're going to do them, which is punch me in the gut and make me tear up a little bit. I didn't think this movie could do it. Like, there was nothing leading up to the moment toward the end of the movie where I got kind of choked up. And like, it wasn't the kind of story that I felt like I was that emotionally invested in. But there's just something about like the notion of trying to push against the current, make positive changes. If everyone could just band together and try a little bit, we could make something better instead of worse. That like spoke to me, at least a bit right now. It hit me in the feels, as the kids would say. And by kids, I mean millennials, because I don't think Gen Z would say that. Yeah, like I thought this movie was fun and silly. The voice cast is really great and entertaining. As with most Pixar movies, like half the joy for me was just trying to figure out who was voicing what character while it was being played. I still don't understand financially how it makes sense to pay so many famous people to have tiny parts, or if they just do it for the love of the game. Like I really like Jon Hamm as Mayor Cherry. I think he's a very fun, Pixar embracing goofy bureaucratic people and playing with that. I like Bobby Moynihan a lot as King George the beaver. He's maybe like a little too sweet. Like that is one of the more kids movie things. Like I wouldn't mind if the character were allowed to be just a little bit more complicated than him. But I like it. I'm a big fan of Diane. We can talk about Diane when we want to. That is of course the shark. And yeah, like I think the lead character of Mabel, she's sweet, and it is like a good mix of being someone you root for, but also they know they're a little too much, like a mini Leslie Knope type character. And I don't know, I liked it. I thought this movie was sweet. It isn't the best Pixar movie by a long shot, but I thought it was consistently entertaining. The jokes landed. It had a nice message, and I was here for it, especially after watching The Bride. It was nice to see a movie that just knew what it wanted to say and said it and got in and out. How did you feel about hoppers?
Yeah, I mean, Mary Shelley could have used some of that hopping technology. I had a lot of fun with hoppers. I thought it was a very cute film. I did also kind of enjoy what it was doing. I don't know that it's necessarily responsible to teach kids that if they want to do like civil disobedience, they should run onto a dam full of dynamite. That's maybe not something that a young child should be doing. But whatever. That maybe figure out different ways to kind of protest your dam being blown up rather than literally run on top of a dam filled with dynamite. A little bit dangerous. But I kind of like really enjoyed the premise. I think too, there's a lot of really interesting things they do with the animation in this film. Like when the humans are viewing animals, they're sort of in this like simplified low poly version of the animals. Like all the things are like kind of like rounded off and kind of like for a second it's almost like, oh weird, Pixar's lost their touch. But then like when you're actually hopped into the animal, it goes back into full like full different. And I that was like a nice touch, especially in situations where you're viewing it from both the human perspective and the animal perspective and going back and forth, and it's kind of like it's almost like a thing where it's communicating that like the android versions of the animals, because it's even the real animals don't look that great, right? It's kind of like it goes back and forth, and it's kind of like you're seeing the
humans don't see the wonder the way this like kind of magical view can see the wonder of these animals.
Yeah, and it was like a really, really like it was just like a nice touch because it kind of like it especially in those like frantic moments where you're like bouncing back and forth, a car's careening down a road where you're constantly switching POV, and it like
beaver
lets
emoji,
you
beaver emoji. Yeah.
So there's lots of fun and inventive stuff there. Freaking best use of Dave Franco ever, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, I forgot to name drop him. Great. One of those characters who immediately it took maybe like one word for me to be like, oh, Dave Franco.
yeah. As soon as he appeared, I was like you couldn't have cast a better person. Like before he spoke, like just when they showed what they showed, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like that writes itself. It was just perfect. So yeah, I really enjoyed what this film was doing. I kind of agree with you. There are some of the things in the film that are a little bit too kiddie, like when they go see the king and it's like, hey, we have the little kids like boombox and we're going to do like jazzercise together where all the animals, like those kind of things.
Exactly. That's like Secret Life of Pets trailer in my head.
Yeah. You know? Like that kind of stuff was like a little much. But when the animals were doing their animal thing and like we're just like watching the communities of animals work together, or like the constant gags of certain animals that are allowed to eat each other and stuff like that. Like that reminded me a lot. You kind of already referenced the
Wild Robot
and stuff like that. It reminded me a lot of those kind of gags and that, but like in a good way. So yeah, ultimately I had fun. You know, the message of the film is pretty good. It is kind of weird that like the story is kind of self-contained, like this town of Beaverton, which is kind of weird because like it's literally you're following a beaver and the town is called Beaverton, I think. But like they're trying to build a freeway that goes just in a circle around the town. So it's like it's literally that both the town and the animal kingdom around the town are self-contained, and the freeway they're trying to build is self-contained. And it's like it's almost like the entire universe of the story is self-contained. There's like a weird, I don't know what the metaphor of that is, but there's something.
I don't know that there's a metaphor there.
Yeah, it's like the entire film takes place in a holodeck.
Yeah.
It's like we can't render outside of that bounds. But yeah, all in all, I had a good time with the film. I thought it was clever, enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't know. I think you'd be hard pressed to walk into this film and not walk out going like, yeah, that was a pretty good time.
Yeah, it was very fun. And I will say, so I saw it at the Apple Cinemas Van Ness, what used to be the AMC. I've never been there before. First of all, I gotta give props to that theater. 9 minutes of trailers. They were starting real fast. It was wonderful. But anyway, there were a good number of kids that also went to the screening, and they were eating it up. Like lots of laughter in the theater. So they definitely pulled it off.
Yeah, well, I sent you a picture of my screening, which was completely empty until like partway through the trailers. I was also off with my screening timing by 5 minutes. So by the time it actually started, people walked in like right on the dot for the screening time. So I wasn't a private
That's weird because
screening.
usually the opposite happens when you go to a kids movie is it's full and then you sit down and they all leave.
I see what you did there, Steven. They're hopping out when I sit down is what you're saying.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's not a lot to say. I thought it was,
there's not a ton to say. I don't know. I'm kind of admitting or accepting that Pixar might never be the Pixar that I grew up with. You know, and maybe part of that is I'm just not young.
Steven, wait for Toy Story 5.
I know, but even like Toy Story 4 is not Toy Story 1 or 2. You know,
yeah, but they hadn't taken on iPads yet.
What I want to say is it may never be that thing, and that's okay, right? Yeah. Culture has changed. The demands on kids' attention has changed. The idea that you can bridge both while telling a gentle, slow story, it's hard. It's hard to do. And if this is a vision of the future of Pixar that is like more competitive with Illumination or whatever, while also being sweet and having a good message and like a lot of fun for an adult, like I'm here for it. I'm happy. Good on them. I hope people go out and see this movie.
Well, so speaking of not the Pixar of your no Pixar short. It's been a long time since we have had a Pixar short, right?
I know. I mean, when there was only 9 minutes of trailers, I was like, oh, well, it's because they're going to do a short, right? And then there wasn't, which kind of surprised me.
It's kind of a bummer, right?
Yeah, kind of a bummer. Though I don't know, when I got out and it was still light outside, I was feeling pretty good.
Cool. Speaking of shorts, we've only talked for 20 minutes. Is there anything you would like to talk about for Hoppers?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess I don't think it's a movie really in need of dissecting, you know?
Yeah.
The message is clear. The gags are funny, but better left for people to discover. I was like, much like The Wild Robot, I was amused at how this managed to be like significantly edgier, I think, than a lot of Pixar movies in terms of its treatment of death, its treatment of like kind of the evil that people do to other people, the brutality of the animal kingdom. Like, I thought it did that in a way that surprised me, but it works for this movie. I was a little worried early on when she hops and we get our first experience of the food chain at work of like, how are you going to do this in a kid's movie?
Yeah.
But they pulled it off. Maybe that's what the jazzercising animals are for, is they're like, they're offsetting the darkness of like the pond rules.
Well, the one thing is like they, I guess the one thing that we're missing from like other Hopper-esque type of stories, like an Avatar or something like that, is like they were never like the actual human body was never really in jeopardy, right? Like the humans were like dragging the body around them all the time because they were always trying to disconnect them, right? So they were just throwing the body in cars, careening around corners and stuff like that. There was never there was never a time where animals were trying to get, because the animals never really learn about the humans inside the things. Really. So there's never any point where like animals are like trying to get to the humans, like in a way where it's like they have to like hide them in that sense, right? Mm-hmm. It's like not like it's not like in Avatar where they're like busting into
this is nothing like Avatar.
The trailers. Yeah, it's nothing like Avatar. But yeah, it's not like a thing where you have to like protect the body that's like laying in a bed somewhere, like in those films, right? It's usually like. Yeah. You know, the only in danger is you getting disconnected from the hopper itself.
Right. Yeah. And they did establish that this is not what is the movie? Is it Ready Player One? When what is the movie where if you die in the game, you die in real life? It's not Ready Player One. I mean, that is also true, but that's not
Matrix?
where the quote comes from. That's also not the quote. Wasn't there like a trailer quote where it's like, if you die in the game, you die in real life? I don't know. My brain's not working. Your brain's not working.
Yeah.
Anyway, they established early on that if you die when hopping, it's fine. Well, you're going to be okay.
That's the funny thing is so you can't disconnect unless they put you on the base, like the little charging platform, but they can just break the machine and you automatically disconnect.
Right.
So it's like, they're always like, oh my God, we got to get you back to the platform so we could disconnect you. But they could also just terminate the machine, right? They could just break it if they really wanted to get you out of it.
You're right. The logic falls apart. I hate this movie.
But I guess we don't know how much those things cost, right? It is a school program at this.
Exactly. And education funding these days. Come on, you gotta save every penny.
Yeah, I mean, the city's clearly spending all the money on that circular freeway, which I think they joke saves you 8 minutes on your commute or something like that.
8 minutes. It depends how long your commute was going to be. 8 minutes might matter.
But the silly thing, though, and I know this is the joke, right? It's a circular freeway, and it saves you 8 minutes, but you're getting onto that freeway. If you're can't you just take the street below the freeway? Like the fact that you're going up onto the freeway, I feel like it probably takes you longer to go up to the freeway than it does, you know what I mean? Like they're just going on the street below it.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know how freeways work.
Ask the residents of Atlanta. They clearly know that having a big ring is somehow helping them get to where they need to go faster.
Yeah. But this one's in the sky.
I know. You're right.
Also, if it's in the sky, don't the animals still, can't they still?
Well, the problem, though, is they still want, like, cement for the legs or whatever of the sky thing. Yeah.
Can they move the pond between the...
Yeah, see, I'm pragmatic, you know?
Yeah. Can't we compromise animals?
Yeah, can't we have the sky freeway and also let the animals be in that glade?
Yeah, let's put the mayor into an animal body, and he can just be like Mayor Beaver and go talk to the animals and be like, look, we'll move your glade just a little bit over. You can be between the two pylons, and then everybody's happy. Mm-hmm. We'll bring you fresh wood. What? I don't know what the animals want.
Yeah, I don't know what they want.
Good times. Verdict, Stephen?
Yeah. I'm giving this. Are you going to run through the list, or do I just?
I don't know, Stephen. Do you remember what they are? If you were going to give
I sure do. If I'm going to give this a must see, a recommend with a caveat, a wait for rental, a pass with a caveat, or a must avoid, what am I going to give it?
Yeah.
Thank you for asking me, Christopher. I would give it a recommend with a caveat. I think this is a sweet movie, a nice Pixar movie. It is at least the middle of the pack. This is not like Good Dinosaur. This is not lower Pixar. I think it has a message that I found resonant and moving. I think it's teaching kids a good lesson. I think the gags are really funny. And yeah, I'm here for it. Caveat being, of course, this is not top peak. This isn't, Coco or Inside Out to even reference more recent ones, but if it's still pretty damn good.
It's going to be a recommend with a caveat from me as well. It's a cute film. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I had fun with it. Ending's a lot of fun. And the whole thing's a lot of fun. Some of it's a little too cutesy, but that's not bad. I think if you're in a theater full of kids, they're going to really, really enjoy it. Theater full of adults, they're probably going to have a kick out of some of the other stuff that's not too cutesy. You're going to enjoy it. People should check this film out.
Yeah.
Definitely more than you should check out The Bride. So,
mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Your kids
everybody.
will definitely prefer it to The Bride, too.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening to this episode. Stephen Miller, if people want to find you throughout the week, where can they do that?
People can find me at Blue Sky or Threads at sdavidmiller or sdavidmiller.com.
People can find me at ChristopherMillerLife.com or ChristopherRL and a number of social platforms. You can find the podcast over at thespoilerwarning.com where you can get a bunch of the back episodes of the show. If you want to subscribe to the show, you can do so on Overcast, YouTube, Apple Podcast, or wherever podcasts are found. If you want to know when the episodes go live, you can follow us at twitter.com/spoilerwarning, facebook.com/thespoilerwarning, or instagram.com/thespoilerwarning. If you want to get a hold of us directly, you can send an email to fans@thespoilerwarning.com, or you can use the contact form on our site. Music for this episode will come from a track selected from artlist.io, so hopefully you're enjoying that. Yeah, that is it. We're going to take off. I'm going to be out for a little bit for work, but in between my work trips, we are going to see Project Hail Mary.
We sure are.
We will have a review of that once I get back from those work trips, so it'll be a little bit late, but we will have that review for you. We are excited to see it, so look forward to that once we are back. All right, later, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Running low on the borderlines. Talk is cheap and we're wasting time.